Okay, so assalamualaikum and a very good morning, everyone. How are you guys? Um, okay, today is quite a good day after quite a heavy rain yesterday. So I hope everyone is doing quite well, and I hope you can listen to my voice. If you can't listen, do leave comments in the chat. Okay, so. Before we begin, I will introduce myself. My name is Zulaikha Designuddin. I am currently a trainee counselor at Student and Guidance Unit, Unit 10. And today I will be presenting the Lighthouse Session with a topic which is about social skills, about how tone and volume actually affects our daily life, our daily communication with other people. All right, so shall we begin? Okay, I'll just begin right now. All right? Okay. So, these are the four things that I'll be discussing about today, which are firstly, what are social skills in the first place? And what is tone and volume of voice? Next, we'll be discussing about types of tone of voice, as well as the importance of understanding tone and volume of voice. Okay, so we don't really realize how important tone and voice is in our daily life, right? So let's just unravel more in this session. Okay, so I want to ask everyone to come and think about this with me. Okay, so there's this guy. He's kind of like talking to his probably partner, and then he said, "Oh, I enjoyed the time we spent together yesterday." So how did you read it as? And how would you say it to a person? And do you think everyone would say it in the same exact tone? Okay, let's just focus on the guy right now. So he's actually looking kind of worried. So what do you think? What kind of tone did he actually use? Was it a very cheerful tone or a very worrying tone? I enjoyed the time we spent together yesterday. He might have used something like that, right? That kind of tone. So do you think it's very convincing? Do you think the person who listened to it will be kind of like happy to hear that? So let's think about it. Okay. The next slide. Okay. Let's see at this girl here. She looks very happy. She's smiling and she says the same thing. I enjoyed the time we spent together yesterday. Okay. So how do you think she would say it? Seeing her body language, she's smiling, her eyes, her nose and everything, her mouth, she looks quite genuine to what she has said. And also the tone that she used, it might be quite of a cheerful tone, so it shows that yeah, she really did enjoy what you guys did yesterday. Okay, so that is how tone and volume kind of affect our communication. Okay, and firstly, what are social skills? So according to Hertie, during 2023, social skills are also known as interpersonal skills, and they are tools used in various ways to communicate with others throughout daily life. These also include verbal, nonverbal, written, and visual. Okay, so social skills are actually skills that we use on a daily basis. We use it almost every time when we discuss, when we talk to a person, when we talk online. Maybe you might say, "Oh, I don't really talk to people that much. I'm quite of an introvert," but you still do use social skills, and social skills are very important. Okay, so as it's stated below, it also includes verbal, non-verbal, written, and also visual. Okay, when it is verbal, it is just like what I am doing right now. I am talking to you guys, but it is right now since it's a talk, so it's just a one-way communication. All right. However, for nonverbal, it is more to body language, and also eye contact, and also the tone and volume that we use in conversations. All right, so it conveys the ideas and information through wordless cues. Okay, other than that, we have written. It's basically how you convey your ideas in a written form. like how you text people, how you post your tweets online, and so on. And finally, visual is the use of imagery. Okay, so let's focus on what is tone of voice. So, tone of voice is the way a person speaks to someone. When you speak to someone, it is that kind of way that you speak. It is used to ensure the main message is conveyed in the right meaning. Probably you feel excited and then you say something exciting, so the person will feel excited. Okay, so the tone of voice is very important to build rapport, make connections, influence other individuals, as well as achieve goals in relationships, career, and life. Okay, next we'll take a look into the volume of voice. So the volume of voice, it is a factor that allows effective communication to occur. Basically, okay, first we have tone. So in tone, we have this volume of voice. Okay? So it can be a sign of how the person feels and how they interact with others. Some people, they're kind of loud, kind of excited most of the time. There are some people who talk in a very soft voice. Maybe they're kind of shy towards other people. So it shows how the person kind of communicates with other people. Okay, so a loud individual can be viewed as overly authoritative sometimes. However, they can also be seen as obnoxious and rude if they are kind of loud at situations that are not supposed to be. You shouldn't be kind of that loud, but you still do that. Okay, so, other than that, an individual with a soft voice, they might be perceived as shy and they might avoid confrontation. It's because the use of a soft voice, yeah, you don't sound confident. You don't sound that it does that person who is listening, they might feel like, is this person okay? I don't think how should I say it? Okay, basically, shy. Okay, like in the picture stated, and the picture that I have inserted, introverts, they might have a hard time. However, social skills are it's an essential thing. It's normal for us to use it every day. Okay, so next, we'll be looking into the types of voice tone. Okay, I will talk mainly about five, but there are a lot more. Maybe you can search it online. So, firstly, is the use. Firstly, it's formal tone. The formal tone, it uses longer words. It has no substitutions or shorter phrases, and it is mostly grammatically correct, and it focuses on facts rather than opinions. So what I am doing right now is actually a formal tone. I use longer words. I don't short form it. Okay, I do not short form it, and most of the time it is grammatically correct, and I focus on facts. I do give my opinions, but only sometimes. Okay, the next one is the informative tone. So it is where the knowledge comes from research or expertise, and it is based on personal opinion or conjecture about the issue, and it is usually it's spoken in an informal tone. uh, it is impartial and factual with no expression of emotion. Okay, so for informative tone, you usually use this tone during discussions with your friends, educational discussions, maybe a forum, and so on, right? Okay, so you would discuss about knowledge regarding research or expertise, what you are expert at, and at the same time you would share your personal opinion or regarding the issue. Okay, next we will go into informal tone. So informal tone, it includes colloquial or slang expressions and shorter words, and it expresses more feelings and personal thoughts. Okay, so informal tone is what you use during when you are having fun with your friends. You're talking with your friends. You're having a usual conversation, a usual daily conversation. That is where colloquial, you start to use slang expressions or shorter words, or maybe you would use it online too. Okay, and it expresses more of your feelings and personal thoughts. They're more genuine. Okay, and kind of In Malay, you call it santai. Yeah, that's it. Okay, next we'll take a look into humorous tone. So it boosts retention and helps people to remember you. However, being amusing in the wrong context, it can make you appear unprofessional or even unpleasant. Who doesn't like a laugh? Who doesn't like being humorous? Okay, humor can bring a lot of joy to people around you, and it makes things memorable. However, when you kind of use a humorous tone in a not suitable situation, probably you are at a funeral and then you use something like this, it is quite inappropriate or might be offensive to other people. So you have to look at the situation. If it's a fun or maybe kind of tense situation at the time and you want to calm things down, yeah, it might be beneficial for you to use this humorous tone. And finally, let's take a look at respectful tone, a warm, polite, and where is it? Uh, so you are very polite to your audiences. Um, I am trying to use a respectful tone to my audience here right now because in order for you to respect if order for you to gain respect, you have to also respect them, right? So using a respectful tone, you are very polite, you're very genuine, you use you use very simple words, you use very polite words, you don't use harsh words, you don't show too much of excitement. Yeah, you respect them. Okay, so why do we need to understand tone and volume of voice tone, the volume that we use when we talk to someone? Okay, so from my personal experience, I have met a lot of people who actually don't realize how their tone and the volume that they use towards in communication in their conversations, daily conversations, actually affects their relationship with other people. Okay, so as you see, the first point, our tone is actually the bridge to communicate what we are feeling when we are saying whatever content. So people don't really listen to what we say. People firstly they observe what what tone we are using in the conversation. For example, you use kind of like a very harsh tone, whereas you feel that oh it's actually natural for you to talk like that. However, some people they're not used to that tone and they would feel kind of offended. So that person probably she said a normal thing but in a harsh way, causing the other person to feel kind of offended. Okay, so that is why it says people will respond to our tone, not to what we say, and unconsciously it may bring things the conversation into a sour state. Next, we are always unaware of tensions and attitudes that are developing without ourselves knowing. Okay, so a negative response from others should be the sign for us to reflect on the tone we may have been using throughout the communication. Okay, so unconsciously, we don't realize the tone that we are using might be slowly going into the negative way, slowly going, being disrespectful, and so on. Okay, so that thing might affect the conversation, might affect the relationship. Okay, so when the person gives a negative response to us, that should be a sign that okay, probably I have said in a menacing tone. I probably said it in a negative way. That's why he or she is reacting that way. Okay, so take a step back and check on yourself. Did I say a right thing? Did I say a bad thing to them? So, okay, if you said a bad thing, fine, apologize. And maybe said, I'm sorry, I didn't realize the tone that I was using was kind of negative. I was just trying to say this. Okay? And the reason why these things happen is basically our own ability to identify our own true feelings at the moment is weak. Sometimes we actually think that we're just kind of sad. However, the the expression or the tone that we use towards the other person sounds very negative. You sound very angry towards them. So what we are feeling there is actually opposite to what we want to think what we want to feel or we think we should be feeling. Okay, so that is why it is important for us to always check up on our own emotions at the moment. If we might get too aggressive or we start getting mad, our voice sounds higher than usual. The tone that we use, the pitch is kind of like above than the normal pitch of a pitch that we usually speak. Yeah, you have to realize that and repair it back. Okay, but it takes time for you to get used to it. It's okay. Whatever it is, you have to learn to understand your own feelings, understand what you're saying to the person, understand why you are saying these things to the person. Are you trying to correct them? Are you trying to scold them? Are you trying to convey something important to them? So you have to understand that and then understand what you are actually feeling at the moment. Okay, so actually, that is the end of my talk for today. Um, I would like to actually promote my since I am a trainee counselor, I am open for individual counseling, group counseling, career counseling, as well as psychological testing and also inventory consultation. So if you are interested in joining any sessions with me, maybe you want to talk more about these social skills. Maybe you're kind of introverted, so these social skills is actually important for us, especially us students, university students. We have to meet a lot of people. We have to meet with higher ups, and each person there are different ways for us to talk to them. So it's very important for you to know what kind of skill, what kind of skills, social skills you need to have, and which one you need to actually enhance. Some people, okay, you're kind of good in speaking, but the tone that you use might be wrong or kind of out of place. So we can repair that together. All right. Okay, so if you want to contact me, I am available through WhatsApp at my telephone number there, as well as you can probably scan the QR code, and the sessions are free. So do contact me, and we will schedule a meeting soon. All right. So if there are any questions, you can leave at the comments. And finally, thank you so much for listening today. I hope today's talk is quite beneficial for anyone out there who is facing who never really or doesn't realize how important the use of tone and volume in our daily conversations and so on. Actually, yeah, a lot of people don't realize that, but it's actually important not only for us students, even if we have a career, if we even if we are teachers, even if we are parents, if we are uh, grandparents to people, the tone that you use affects people a lot. It can bring to either it can give either a very good impact or a very negative impact to the extent of your relationships are broken and so on. Okay, so I hope at least you got a little bit of input. Is also fine. Okay, so that is all for today. Thank you so much. I will see you next time in the next Lighthouse session. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening. Bye bye.